so today I'm going to be doing the deck list for Mea407 or Mohamed Asmalls. Um, I was actually quite keen to do a Dino deck list because of obviously the new scraps coming out, and I believe that they're going to be quite a formidable deck going forward. And so happened that he actually took one of our recent EDO tournaments 4-0. So I think it's obviously the perfect time to obviously review his deck and obviously go through the changes that might come up with Lightning Overdrive. So just an overview of Dinos. Dinos has obviously been in the top tier for quite a while now, either like tier 1 or tier 2. Mainly because they have access to quite a lot of search cards, and then now one of their biggest protections after obviously Anabador has come out, one of their big protection cards or hand traps in Miscellaneous Saurus basically became a full combo starter for them. So because of that, the deck is able to counter a lot of the current meta quite well. And yeah, they can just play through a hell of a lot of stuff. I mean, I've literally seen Dinos play through 3+ hand traps, and still end on UCT and a Dolka, for example. So yeah, it's a phenomenal deck. Let's get into the deck list. So first off, we obviously have. Let me just move this down. We obviously have two UCT, Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, obviously the boss monster of the deck. Basically banish two cards from the graveyard. I think they're both dinos. Yeah. Special summon, and then he can quick pop a card to flip everything face down. So basically it's a Book of Eclipse in a monster, shutting down effects, but also he can attack all monsters as well, so he's a board clear as well. A very, very dangerous card to go up against, and he's 3/5 attack. So I mean, he really has literally all of the things that you would need in a boss monster, and he does burn. So fantastic card. Then we have 1x Overtex. Overtex hasn't really been seeing a hell of a lot of play in Dino decks from what I've seen. But it is a very good tech card that some of the Dino players are playing, because you can obviously still search your pull with this, and he has a protection effect as well while he's face up on the field. So really good card. 1x Pankatox. Pankatox is limited, obviously, because it's really good. Quick effect pop, and it's 2/6 attack. So great. So Mo is playing obviously 3 Lancia in the main deck. So that's very interesting, because in fact, if you look at VW Lich, you look at Mirror Match Dino, etc., Lancia is really, really good. So actually maining Lancia is not a bad thing at this point. Just shutting down an opponent's deck for a turn ends up being quite good. So 3 Lancia, 1x Giant Rex, 3x Miscellaneous Saurus. Musk is obviously one of the best cards in the deck. Have you read Musk? Yeah, so obviously it protects all dinosaurs on their side of the field for that phase, but also you can banish it from the graveyard, including other dinos, to actually special summon a dino from your deck. Fantastic card. Then we have 3x Oviraptor, which is standard. 1x Tyranno Infinity. Yeah, this is quite an interesting tech, because out of nowhere you can basically have an OTK engine with this. 3x Ash, standard. 3x Gamma, which is quite standard at this point. 2 baby Cerosaurus and 1 Petite Pterodon. 2 Animador, that seems standard. Duster in the main. Obviously, like, you can lose the dice roll 50% of the time, so it kind of makes sense to be able to board wipe your opponent if you need to. Also, especially if you're playing against more competitive players, the game generally goes into a grind game. So being able to wipe your opponent's back row is not a bad thing. Then we have 2 double Evo Pulls and 3 Fossil Dig. So if you look at the deck, I'm just going to move this up here. If you look at the deck, you have 3 Oviraptor, 3 Musk, and 3 Fossil decks. You have 9 basically play starters. So if you look at it, he's playing 45 cards, which I would generally not advise, but considering that you're playing 9 play starters, leaving out the fact that you can start your plays with like popping a baby in hand, etc., it makes this deck very, very, very consistent. So yeah, 3 times Fossil Dig, and then we have 3 times Extrav. Extrav is obviously really good in this deck. Then we have 1 times Terraforming, 1 times Call By, just to protect against hand traps, etc. 2 times Lost World. Lost World, in my opinion, is one of the most broken cards in this deck, especially for myself because I play Virtual World. So automatically, as soon as they put a token on my side of the field, I can't target my Virtual World monsters, which means the deck is shut down. Don't overlook that. If you're a Dino player, definitely play the Lost World, and I mean maybe even side a few extras, because that interaction is quite strong, losing me a few games simply because I couldn't target my own Virtual World monster. 1 times Mystic Mine, just because they have field card access, put up a mine, and that can just win you the game on its own. 3 times Impum, that's interesting. So I've seen Impum actually lose a popularity in recent months, but yeah, it's quite interesting that he's playing Impum. I'm assuming this is to get around like the VFDs and your vanities, etc., and he's main decking it so that he has the main deck out for it, which is quite good. 1 time to Reboot. In the main, that's kind of interesting. I think he's obviously quite concerned with the back row deck, so he's playing that in the main. Extra deck, we have 1 times Omega, 1 times Gustav, 1 times Lagia and Dolka, 1 times Dweller, 1 times number 60. We have Boros Sword, obviously for OTKs. Blackluster Soldier, because you have a few level 7 or higher monsters, so why not? Unicorn, Phoenix, Lambda, I mean he has the Gammas in the main, so why not with that? And then obviously Security Gardener and Link Karibo are part of the combo, basically linking off the Anabado to continue. So that's the extra deck. The side deck, we have 3 times Nib, 3 times Denko, 3 times Dark Ruler. I've seen less and less people playing Dark Ruler, weirdly enough, but like especially at my locals and some of the tournaments that I've played, I mean, you have VWs in board, which yes, you have Calamities, but there's a few other cards that you want to negate, like Shen Shen. You also have Tritron. Dark Ruler can basically negate the entire board. You can Dark Ruler like a face-up Zeus. So I think Dark Ruler is a really good option at the moment. And yeah, you should start seeing some more play going forward. 2 times Cyclone, good card. 3 times Book of Eclipse. That's interesting because he is playing Tyranno as well. So I'm guessing this is for when he doesn't have a Tyranno on field or can't get one to shut down the board, maybe. And then you have your Twister. So overall, this particular build has a lot of variety in what it's able to do. So he is playing the triple Extrav, so playing 1 of each is kind of risky, but he is playing 2 of the combo pieces. It's just the utility cards that he's playing 1 of each. And obviously if he does an Extrav, I mean there's only 3 Extravs in the deck. So, I mean, you have a 30% chance at 40 cards to draw 1 of them. The other 60% of the time, you're gonna be able to play with all of your extra deck, which is kind of smart. Obviously, looking forward with Dinos, they're probably gonna go the scrap route. And I've seen quite a bunch of different builds that basically play the scraps. Generally, you're looking at these 2, which is, let's see if I can find the Raptor. Here we go. So, Scrap Raptor and Scrap Chimera are generally the main deck options that they play. However, I have seen some where they're playing Golem and they're also playing Waven as well to do the Waven combo, which I feel is very, very strong at the moment. I mean, because this deck can basically go Appaloosa first or Savage first and then combo from there. To be honest, this is one of the scariest decks that I'm worried about going forward post Lightning. Other than Drytron, obviously they get their XYZ, but I think Dino is gonna be definitely stay in tier 1, if not being one of the top tier 1 decks going forward. Yeah, so that's the deck. I'll definitely do another video on maybe the scrap combo if anyone's interested and doesn't know how that works. Yeah, please like, subscribe, let me know any comments you have, any feedback you have, and yeah, see you soon.